Welcome to the official Offspring podcast featuring Dexter and Noodles. In the next 10 minutes or so, you'll be subjected to all the ramblings, platitudes, and blathering bullshit we can dish out. In this webisode, Noodles and Dexter are pretty goddamn entertaining.
So is there any special messages you would like to say to our listeners? What would you like to say to your fans?
Are you doing a takeoff of the interviewers that we have, like in Europe and
anywhere?
Japan and
Yeah,
stuff?
I was trying to do a non-denominational accent there, so it could be anywhere.
Yeah, the places, the foreign places, the very foreign places, kind of more foreign to us, like Japan or Eastern Europe, stuff like that. They always want to know if you have a message for your fans.
Yeah.
It's usually the last question. South America.
And I always say, duh, winning. Sorry,
We're still talking about that.
Old.
Yeah, but and it's such a weird question. I mean, what do you say? You know?
Yeah.
A message.
And to be honest, and you got to kind of stop and go, all right, I've said this a million times. I don't want it to start sounding cliche because it's not a cliche. It's true. We are stoked to have any fans. We're stoked when they come out and rock out at our shows. Whenever we see someone listening to our music, banging their head, singing along, jumping up and down, we're stoked. We're stoked to have those fans,
But there's only so many ways you can answer that question, and so it's going to sound repetitive and cliche after a while.
Yeah.
So.
But the way they say it, it also comes across like, any great insight you want to share?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell your fans the meaning of life?
Yeah. Well, I've been thinking about the Brazilians for a long time, my people. And
it would be different from country to country. Our message to our fans would be different. Do you want to say anything to your Brazilian fans? Do you want to say anything to your Japanese fans? Do you want to say anything to your German fans?
I don't like you quite as much as the Japanese fans, but
all right, you're
there.
A little better than the German fans, who are not quite as good as the Armenian fans. Yeah.
I don't know what the right answer is. So we kind of just say thank you very much, and
it's just a funny thing that gets lost in translation. I mean, we can tell in different parts of the country that a show is going to be different or different parts of the world that a show is going to be different in other parts of the world. But ultimately, the fans are really not that different, especially one-on-one.
I would say so for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. And maybe we've been lucky. I don't know, because we've done well in lots of different kinds of countries and stuff. Which
absolutely.
Is cool.
Absolutely. Been so thankful and fortunate.
Yeah, because, that shit doesn't happen with country artists.
Right, yeah. I wonder how big are, like, who's the guy that was on Celebrity Apprentice with the real low voice?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, how big is he in Brazil?
I've talked to people who know about this stuff. Country is not exportable.
What about, like, Australia? Because you have Keith Urban.
Yeah.
And the UK, I think country guys do really well over in the UK. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Really?
Keith Urban, maybe he is Australian, but he had to come to Nashville to get popular, right? So I don't know about that, but
Trace Atkins is the guy I was thinking.
That's right. Yeah. It's a US thing.
Okay.
Yeah, to the US and nothing else.
Yeah. But they're monsters in the US. I mean, they sell buttloads of records, sell out buttloads of concerts.
Yep.
They really do.
And would we trade in a second? Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't know about you, but
I got a hankering to play some of them tunes.
Yeah.
Here we are making fun of country people now. It's not very nice. No, but rock and roll is the thing.
But you love some at least some classic country. I mean, come on, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash. We all there's a lot of cool stuff there.
I don't consider that country though, but I know what you mean. Yeah. That had a more rebellious spirit. Johnny Cash is like as much punk as country to me.
Like you said, with the country, I can't imagine doing a different music than we do. And I do like some country stuff, but I don't think it would ring that true for me.
No. Yeah, I mean, this is what we grew up.
And I love playing country riffs. They're so fun on guitar. They really are fun.
I mean, this is what we grew up listening to and how we started our band and what we love and stuff. And so, you can do anything else. But, imagine being one of those hired guys. It just goes out like,
right.
If you were one of those dudes, you would go out with.
I'm not good enough to be one of those guys, Can you play this? Something like this? Yeah, that's it. I can't do that. I'm not one of those guys.
Right. Oh, come on. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah. No, I'm not, dude. I have to, study and work and Here's a true story. When my daughter was in high school, she sang in the choir, the high school choir, and they were doing a bunch of songs for competition. She was actually in kind of like Glee, They would go out and do regionals.
Okay.
Whatever. It was a lot like that.
That's great.
And so they have this band that backs them up. There's this crazy piano player, genius kind of guy, David. And then a bass player and a drummer, and they needed a guitar player, so they asked me to fill in. Well, these guys show up, look at the music, and start playing it.
Wow.
According to the tempo, and just read off the music. I had to learn all this shit. I had to work really hard to learn all this. So, one of the songs was "I'm Just a Girl."
So you
by No
participated?
Doubt.
Did you say that already?
I played in the backup band. So I was like behind the curtain. You didn't see me. It was rad. Behind the curtain, playing for
Your daughter's show.
The Pacifica High School Choir.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I did, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 of these competitions.
Mm-hmm.
And then the spring show. For the spring show, I had to learn a 15-minute ABBA medley, Mamma Mia medley.
Wow.
So like Dancing Queen and Waterloo and that stuff, I don't know how to play that stuff.
Yeah.
So I got an effects thing so I could change all the sounds and stuff. And it was really interesting because I learned a lot from it. But the real musicians and these other guys that play, the drummer, the bass player, and the keyboardist. Well, the keyboardist was a friend of the choir master, so he didn't do a lot of this stuff. But the bass player and the drummer played with multiple schools that day in the back, and just showed up. They would maybe do one practice with the group, and then just show up and play and read the music. They could actually just do that, read music. And as a guitar player, read music? What?
Why were you behind the curtain?
Look at me, dude. Yeah, no. I don't know. They don't want that creepy guy hanging out behind a bunch of high school
was
kids.
the rest of the band in front of the curtain?
No, the whole band was
the whole
behind
band.
it. Yeah, we're
Okay.
off in the alcove, actually, of the off to the side usually. One time we were right behind them. Just depended on the auditorium where they set us up.
I thought maybe you were just being enigmatic.
No. We were all back there. Yeah.
All right. That's funny. That's rad.
Totally funny. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not one of those guys who can just show up and play stuff. I had to really work at learning the songs and.
Yeah, I can't do that either. Yeah. I mean, I learned how to play guitar by listening to records and just trying.
Me too. Yeah.
Sitting on your bed in your bedroom and trying to figure out what that guy did.
Start off with the Ramones. It was great because the Ramones pretty simple stuff. Then moved on to the Rolling Stones, which I learned recently that I learned all wrong. Because Keith Richards has some weird tuning on his guitar.
Yeah.
I knew that at the time. I would just kind of play along and do my own thing along with I had the chords, the right key and whatever, but the voicing was a little different.
I just started the Joey Ramone book yesterday.
Which one?
I Slept with Joey Ramone.
Oh, great book. Yeah. By his brother.
I haven't gotten that far into it, but yeah, it's really cool.
Dude, yeah. It's sad in a lot of ways, but it's really a heroic tale. It really is. The things that Joey Ramone overcame, was awesome. To be such an icon, and a hero to me. So.
I recently received an action figure of Joey Ramone as a gift.
Oh, really?
And I put it on the bar in front of me when I was drinking a beer, and I realized this is the greatest thing ever, and I have to keep it in front of me all the time. So it's on my desk at home.
When you go to like bingo night on Sundays at the church, you have your Joey Ramone in front of you to bring you luck. And,
yeah. But think about it. You look at Joey Ramone, and the action figure, it's rad for one because he's all rocked out. He's got his leather jacket.
Is he leaning into the mic?
Leaning back, kind of.
Leaning back, all right.
Yeah. But like you said, he's heroic, but he represents like innocence, and he's the ultimate underdog.
Yeah.
And he's integrity, I guess, would be another thing. And it's rad. And I thought, this should be a guy that I keep on my desk in front of me.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep him here. I don't have an action figure, so he's just right here.
I'll buy you one. You might like it.
I have Spinal Tap. I have the Spinal Tap action figures.
I told you we talked about how Joey Ramone was at our shows before? I don't know if we've actually really talked about it on the podcast.
I don't think we have on the podcast, but
yeah, I mean, he used to come see us play when he was alive, which was awesome.
Yeah, so and I remember a couple times in New York and played at Roseland,
and after he'd just be kind of hanging out, and I'd walk back towards the dressing room, and he'd just be out in the hallway and just hey, how's it going?
I was always so intimidated. I couldn't get it out of my head and just talk to him. I couldn't get it out of my head that this is Joey Ramone. You know,
To me, it was really strange too, but it was kind of like you almost got used to it after a while. Like, oh, there's Joey Ramone.
yeah,
Why
I
wouldn't he
didn't.
be
I
here?
didn't. Unfortunately, I never did get used to it. It's always kind of strange. Other people I've gotten used to. Jello, you know, I can talk to Jello without being all starstruck. You know, Iggy Pop. Even the times I've talked to him, I'm kind of over it. But Joey Ramone was huge for me.
I was just, hey, how's it going, Joey? What are you doing? He goes, oh, I'm recording a little Ronnie Spector.
Yeah,
crazy
I had
stuff like that.
with him, yeah.
But what I'm getting at is now that he's gone, I'd have to say, like, as far as everything I've done musically, that's got to be my biggest regret is that I was not closer with Joey Ramone because he was like he was into the band, he was a fan.
Yeah.
We spoke casually, and it's like, wow, I should have made more out of that. I should have appreciated that more.
I have the same regret. I've always thought that. Yeah,
So,
for sure.
Cheers to Joey.
Instead, we got Pauly Shore and Dennis Rodman. We're friends with them.
You know, which is almost as good.
Yeah. Do you regret not befriending Andy Dick the other day?
Well, I've got this action figure of Andy Dick. So I'm like,
Well, I guess that about wraps it up this time. Be sure to check back soon for another installment of the official Offspring podcast. Now go on, get out of here.